Hey, this is Leaf Blue 79, and I'm so very proud to present episode 2 of Musical Mayhem, the musical alphabet. If you missed the first episode, the Musical Mayhem series is intended for an audience that is learning the language of music and may wish to pursue playing a musical instrument. And in the last episode, we focused on clapping out rhythms and learning about the different lengths and types of notes. And in this one, we will focus more on reading music. Let's begin. I'm sure most of us have heard of alphabet soup. We can see various offerings on the screen here. And even vegetarian offerings, I wouldn't want to forget that. But then one might think, well, there's just too many letters. And with lots of letters, there's the opportunities to make curse words, or you might just get a bad combination of letters and you can't make any words. So as musicians, we have to be creative. And we be creative by using musical alphabet soup, which is manufactured using slightly different procedures. And the result of this is, and the relevant part of this is, there's only 7 letters in this musical alphabet soup. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. That's it. So as we can see here, the soup cans are dancing. They are musical after all. It's to be expected. Enter the treble clef, which is this symbol we see here that I'm circling. And instruments that use the treble clef would include the clarinet, no surprise there. The guitar, hopefully I'm still getting the puzzle pieces together on that one, and the right hand of a piano. Oboe as well. But as we can see, if you're just starting out trying to read music, there's some tricks that we can use to make it a little bit easier. And we do this by separating lines and spaces. For lines, we use this little memory trick. Every good boy deserves fudge. So every E, good G, boy B, deserves D, fudge F. And for every line we go above the top line, it's 2 more letters. So the next line above we go F, G, but we've run out of letters now, so we have to loop back to A. If we go one more line above that, we have to go 2 more letters, so we go A to B to C. And if there is a third line above this one, although it's not shown, we go C, D, and then to E. It's similar on the way down. For every line we go below this bottom line, it's 2 letters, so E, D, and C. And this just so happens to be middle C, the first note I ever learned while playing the piano. Now, as for the spaces, we spell out the word face. So F, A, C, and E. And a similar principle applies for every line we go above the top space. It's 2 more letters, so the next one would be F and then G. And then for every line we go below the bottom space, it's 2 more letters, so the space below F, E down to C. Or E down to D, sorry. Now, you don't have to use, especially for the lines, every good boy deserves fudge. It could be every good boy deserves French fries. Or every great boy deserves to find true love. Or excellent girls blatantly deserve flowers. Or every girl buys designer footwear. Whatever works to help remember the lines and or spaces. And if you can come up with something clever, please do post it in the comments. Everybody loves a good laugh. Moving on to the bass clef, and This picture would probably tell you how I feel about it because I'm a clarinet player. I don't use this as often. I'm pretty much retired from piano now, so this would be left hand of the piano, the bassoon, trombone, and the tuba would be instruments that use the bass clef. I'm just including this here for completeness. And again, just more images telling you how I kind of feel about it. I know I'm breaking its heart, but I don't care. So if we're going to be reading notes from the bass clef, it's very, very similar to how we would do it with the treble clef. I'm going to go over this just a bit more quickly. For lines, we could use grizzly, G, bears, B, deserve, D, fish, F, always, A. And if we go one more line above that, we go B up to C. That is that middle C that I pointed out with the treble clef. So the bass clef is playing much lower pitched notes than what would happen with the treble clef, and that's not surprising given tuba, a trombone, usually they play in the lower pitched notes. And as for the spaces, all cows eat grass. A for all, C for cows, E for eat, and G for grass. Let's put this knowledge to the test by playing out some of the notes that we've learned on the piano. And we're going to start with the 2 C major scales with the treble clef. So the first one is going to start on middle C, which is this red dot here. And this first one I'm going to sing out as well. And just fair warning, my voice, I've not been blessed with the same beauty in my voice that some have that may be watching. But I'm going to give it a go anyway. So C major scale, starting on middle C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And there it is. And if you just noticed, maybe I'll do the next scale, which will be 1 octave higher, still a C major scale. But I won't sing along this time, but just maybe think along of the notes. And maybe just something to be aware of. You see the 2 black notes and the 3, a group of 2 and a group of 3. When you have a group of 2, and then we go to the leftmost one and just one more white note to the left, that's always going to be a C. So that's a C. So is this. So is this. So is this. So is this. It sounds off, but it is. And then back to middle C. Okay, let's do the same thing on a guitar. Well, this one's a virtual one. I don't have my real one yet, but it's on the way. But maybe before I do that, see the names of these strings here? Maybe try to take a guess as to why they're named that way. Well, when you don't have any fingers on it, when it's just an open string and you're plucking it, these are the notes that you would get. Every amateur does get better eventually. And of course, in future episodes, I might dive deeper into this. But in any case, let's try to play a C major scale as it's written below. I'm only going to use the top line this time. And let's see if I can do it. Like, I'm just starting out, so I might make a mistake here or there, but just bear with me. Let's do it. Okay. But you might have noticed something here. I played the same tune on the piano at first, and the one on the piano sounded quite a bit higher. Now, why is this? And this is actually kind of important, and will be covered in the next slide. The reason why the guitar sounded lower than the piano is that the guitar is a transposing instrument. So specifically, the guitar, your normal acoustic guitar, is 1 octave lower than what would be on the piano. But there's a method to the madness here, and that is, thanks to this little blurb from Google AI, is that we want to avoid the bass clef, and we especially want to avoid having to do both clefs at once. We're not playing a piano here with both hands, we're playing a guitar with both hands, and maybe we can make things easier, and this is what's going on here. So the music is written in the treble clef, but it will sound 1 octave lower. This is totally normal, thanks to looking it up with Google AI. So we can take a few breaths. And then there's these bass clefs here that are quite upset about the situation, but it is what it is. Speaking of transposing instruments, the clarinet is as well, but it's not by as much. Specifically, I play a B-flat clarinet, so this C right here, if the music was written as middle C, although I've not shown it here, sounds like a B-flat, written as a C in the clarinet, so I'll do the scale here, just for completeness. And if I wanted it to sound exactly like the piano, I would just do something like this. Oh, a little bit too high there. So I hope that this was at least a little interesting. And again, with the bass clef, it can cry me a river. Nobody will ever love you. Alright, so a little bit of a flashback to the first episode, where we were counting out the rhythms, but we didn't really care yet about the notes. Now we're going to care about both. We're going to bring both together. So, this one's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which I did present in the first episode. But now we're going to, or at least I'm going to write out the notes of these. So these are middle C's. So it was E, and we go down 2 letters to C. Oh, that's terrible. I need to adjust my brush size. So that's a C. This one is a C also. And then we go every good for G. G. And then we spell out the word face, because this note is on a space, so F-A. And this note is the same, it's also another A. And then with this one, every good for G. So these ones I've done. I won't go for the excruciating detail of going through every single one of these, and just use the power of video editing to show you the final result. So feel free to pause the video if you would like to figure out the next 10 measures for yourself. So this was a bit painstaking, I'm not going to lie, but it's all for a good cause. And I took the liberty of, writing the notes in blue, because I am B-Leaf Blue 79 after all. But here it is. Online piano has returned, and we're going to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Now, for me, I have to memorize it. For you, you get to see both. Talk about it being unfair, but I'm used to it, cheering for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So let's give it a go, and this time I'm caring about the rhythm as well. I'm caring about those quarter notes held for 1 beat, and I'm caring about the half notes held for 2. Let's do it. So let's do this on the guitar now. For me, this is attempt number 3 to do it flawlessly, because it has to be flawless. And I'm feeling a lot like I was when I was 8 years old at one of my first piano recitals. Exact same feeling. But I gotta do it. All right, I will consider that as acceptable. And see how I was using multiple strings to play this out. However, there's a catch. It's possible to play that using just one of the strings. And I'm going to try that out as well. Let's do it. Just got to try to figure out where the G is on here. You know what? I'm going to cheat. Oh, I know this is bad. This is bad, but okay, just a little bit of cheating. Never hurt anybody. And now we're going to try the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on one string. Come on. So I hope this was just a little cool exercise to show that you can play the same song using multiple strings or even just using one of them. Just one more topic to go over before the final exam of episode 2, and this will be musical dots. So previously we've covered whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes. Now I'm going to add just a touch more spice to it and introduce the dotted half note, which is the same as 3 quarter notes. So that is worth 3 beats held for 3 beats. And I'm going to introduce the dotted quarter as well. That one's worth 1.5, or dotted quarter worth 3 eighth notes. And this pattern would continue if you had a dotted eighth, that would be 3 16th notes. If you have a dotted half rest, that's worth 3 quarter rests. So it's this type of a pattern we're seeing here when we see the dots. Now we're ready for the final exam. So feel free to pause the video right here, write out the notes, clap out the rhythm. We see some dotted half notes in here, but hopefully these aren't intimidating in any way. And I will play this out on my clarinet in a fast 4. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay. Can you guess the name of the tune? Answer would be It's a Small World. With that, I will conclude the episode. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any feedback, feel free to leave a comment. Just make sure they are in line with the YouTube community guidelines. So again, thanks for watching. See you next time, and take care.